Hi, my name is Lisa, and I'm making this video because on eBay, I often find people who are selling these types of Japanese handcrafted wooden boxes, and they're having trouble opening them. So they often end up selling them because they don't know how to get them open. I wanted to just give some examples of how you might be able to get into them. First of all, they're precision woodwork, so you don't really need to apply much force. What's happening is that they put them together to operate on sliding panels and bars, and that's how you can, get the box open, not by prying it open like that. And the simplest box is open based on, I think, about 4 or 5 steps. And so you often see them advertised if you're buying them in antique shops as 5 or 6 or 10, whatever number of steps. The simplest type you can get are, I think, the 4-step model, where you just have to look at the side panels here, or the end panels anyway. And you just have to kind of feel with your thumb and just kind of push down, sort of slide that panel. And the really simple ones don't have this kind of wooden latch on them. They're just straight out. You just push it down. And what I want you to do is to move this top lid here, just slide it a little ways, and that's enough to release a catch that should allow you to slide the other end of the box all the way down, and then you can open it. So those are the really simple ones, but the ones that are a bit more complex, they've got a little trick built in. You can see if you look really carefully at the design, you can often note that there's these little lines here that don't quite match up. I've moved the bar here just so you can see what it looks like. So it's up here, all right. But if you look carefully at the detail of the box, you can see these little lines here that suggest that it doesn't quite match up to, so there's a hidden bar um, in there, or latch. And what you can do is, if you see this kind of thing, just push at one of the sides. It may take a bit of a try because you won't get it at the first attempt, but if you can see it move a little bit like that, you see, it's a little bit like that, that should show you that that latch is operating. So what I'm going to do here is, I've got it open a ways. I'm going to push it down like that again. Now, it's in several different steps. It's not always one operation, so you may have to push it and then move it again. This one here looks as if that's as far as it'll go. I'm going to try to push it here, and then if that doesn't work, it sometimes just works the other way. If it goes to its furthest extent, sometimes you have to push it back the other way to get it to move. It's not happening here, so that's the furthest it'll go. So I think that that was just the first stage to allow me to open that, to slide that lid enough to operate the catch. So there it is. I've slid the lid like that. So there's a little gap here on the other side, and there's another bar. So I'm going to just slide that one. You can see it coming out there, and down again. So just step by step, they're really small incremental steps too. Push it down a ways, and that's as far as it'll go. So I'm going to move it the other way now. There it goes. Click. See that? Down, and then that should do it. So, okay, if there's enough space now, I can slide that panel out. You can see it comes all the way out, and that's the inside of the box like that. The newest boxes have particle board at the bottom, but this is one of the old ones. You can see the stamp on it, made in Japan, kind of distinctive local. Is one town in Japan that makes them, so it's kind of a local trademark. Put it back in like that, like that. When I just close it up again, important detail there, push and work it back like that, and then close the other side. There we go, push, there we go. So it's all back into normal configuration now. Now, sometimes these bars are done with a trick in mind. This box is a bit different because one of those bars doesn't actually unlock anything. It's just there for show. So let's see, it's this one right here. You can see, push it, and I keep pushing it. It doesn't stop. It just keeps on sliding, and then finally comes to a stop right there. So it seems to indicate that it's there as a kind of a trick, because you're trying to push it and move it and nothing's happening. So that's just kind of like a dummy latch right there. So the actual latch that operates this box is on this side. So as we see, push down, unlock, down. All right, that's as far as it'll go. So I'll push it back this way, and it keeps going down, just step by step. It opens up enough for me to allow this box to slide open. So kind of going back and forth like that, kind of zigzagging there and back, allows me to open up enough of a gap that there I can slide the lid out there. So that's the other box that has the trick dummy latch on it. Okay, they come in different sizes. This seems to be the most common size here, but there's ones that are like 6 inches long or more, or little tiny ones as well. And usually the more size they've got, like the bigger and longer they are, the more steps they are to open up. You may have to work that latch and slide this panel down over several different attempts. Like it could be, I've heard of some of these boxes taking 20 steps to open. So if you got a big box, it could take a while for it to open up. But if you're just patient, those are the two basic tricks to remember is how to slide the latch if there is one, and then how to move the panels. And again, it shouldn't take too much force unless it's been water damaged or heat damaged. It should slide pretty smoothly. I haven't tried yet whether there's any lubrication that might help if you got a box that's sticking like that. I don't know of wax or anything like that. You might want to talk to a professional antiques person or woodworker for advice on that if you want to put any lubricant on, because if you put on some kinds of liquid, it makes the wood swell up, which would not be a good thing because it would just stick more. But anyway, so that's just what I found working on these things and what my family members who've given these things to me have told me about them in the past. All right. Thanks very much.